Hello and welcome to the EDU-TALK Author Series hosted by Biotone Edu Partner Program, and Massage Industry Authors. The EDU-TALK Author Series is a bonus extension of EDU-TALK Tuesdays to further support virtual learning by connecting you with massage industry authors who, through their books and textbooks, support your career success. Today's author is Diana Thompson, a practicing therapist with over 35 years experience, a savvy business owner of Hands Heal EHR, a research consultant, educator, past president of Massage Therapy Foundation, and a recipient of numerous industry awards, and an author. So let's listen and learn as Diana shares her insights, inspirations, tools, and tips from her book, Hands Heal: Communication, Documentation, and Insurance Billing for Manual Therapists. And the exciting news is it's now in its 5th edition. With that, I turn it over to Diana, and thank you for joining us and sharing your book with us.
Thank you so much, Donnell. This is really amazing for me to get to work with you again. You've done so much to give back to the profession through the Massage Therapy Foundation, and Biotone has been one of our biggest supporters for many, many years. So thank you to you and to Biotone for your commitment to the massage profession and for doing these workshops. It's really great to be here with you this morning. Well, I kind of want to start just with my inspiration for the book. I think it's important for those of you who, think about stretching yourself and going out there and doing something that's challenging. It's really helpful to know, who helped other people get where they are today. And um, gosh, it started way back in 1985. I was working with a couple of chiropractors, Lisanne Urisic and Manda Ray Davis. And Lisanne really taught me how to chart. And her, along with an attorney, a personal injury attorney, Richard Adler, taught me not only how to chart, but the purpose behind it. Like, I really couldn't start working with physician referrals, chiropractic referrals, um, uh, naturopathic referrals, all kinds of different healthcare providers, unless I behaved like a healthcare provider. And charting was the biggest thing. When I was first starting to write the book and talking with various doctors about it, there was a doctor in Idaho that said, if you could show me 6 months of charting on every single one of your clients, I'll start referring to you. That's what it takes. It takes the research and it takes the medical documentation to really be able to fit in to the healthcare profession. So that was my inspiration. Um, and and inside the book, it's more than just about charting. Really, I think you can't know what to chart until you learn how to communicate. How we ask our questions, the questions we ask, and how to ask them are so important to gathering information. It makes all the difference in the world. Um, it's not only communication with our clients, but the clients are the most important thing, but it's also understanding why we need to chart the things that the healthcare providers taught me and the attorneys taught me, because they also have a stake in our charting. Because if we don't chart well and the clients don't get reimbursed for their insurance needs, whether it's health insurance or car accident insurance, then they have to pay. And it also really gives us a more professional um, persona. they'll trust us more. Massage therapy years ago was pretty much on the edge of healthcare. I think it's more and more accepted these days, especially with the work of the Massage Therapy Foundation and the quality of you guys out there and your education. So that makes a big difference. But let's think about um, what goes into documentation. The interview is critical with our intake forms. We're going to have questions on an online form, more likely these days, maybe on paper, asking them for very specific things, but it's the information behind that that really gives you the cues or the clues on how to decipher what's going on in their bodies. In addition to the intake forms, you've got a couple of different types of charting that you can use. There's what I call wellness charting and treatment charting. With wellness, by law, really, we have to do what we did, where we did it, for how long. Those are the three basics. There are many states that have very specific requirements about charting, but just ethically and with practice standards, what you're taught in school, that's the basic information. So, in addition to how the client is today and what their past history is, we really want to determine how much to document out of the session and basically what you did, where you did it, and for how long goes in addition to the intake forms. If you're charting treatment, if the client has a health condition or has been in an accident, you really want to look beyond that. What are your findings? What kinds of assessments did you do? Did you do postural analysis? Did you do range of motion testing? When you do your palpation, what types of things are you looking for and what did you find? Those are all really important things to document as well. And the nice thing about using electronic records is oftentimes you can upload photographs of your client up against a grid chart. You can take videos of range of motion testing. In school, you can document or you can really assess, I should say. You can assess how well the student is learning how to do these assessment techniques that you're teaching by videotaping them or by taking photographs. I work a lot with scar massage and pre and post surgical work. So I'm taking photographs of scars throughout their progress of treatment. So those are really important things to chart. Um, there's more than that as well in terms of what if you wanted to demonstrate that massage was showing progress. You've got to measure everything. So the book really goes into detail about how you measure the things that you find. Everything that's simple, like mild, moderate, and severe, or things that are more detailed, 0 to 10 scales are the most common. So make sure that you're really using something that you can do consistently with most things that you find, and something that you can go back and recreate for yourself. So much of charting is about memory, right? It's about motivating your clients. How can we get them to participate more in their healthcare? Um, how do we get them to do their homework? How do we inspire clients that once they start getting well, there's lots of research that says once they start getting well and they get excited and they start participating more, their progress will come faster and will be more evident. So having that ability to document progress, to measure your findings and show the progress over time is just really important. So there's a lot of how to do that in the book. Um, it's also really helpful for research. And how do you demonstrate that massage is good for something in particular? It could be something in general, it could be something really particular. Say you have a specific interest in pre and post surgical massage, and you want to follow someone throughout their progress over time with their surgery. You can really write something up and have something powerful to say about it. If you can document progress over time, write it up, talk about the condition to begin with, look at other research that's out there on the same subject, and present your case. That's something you can share with other doctors or any type of specialty clinic if you want to get referrals. So it's great for marketing. It's great to contribute to the research. And it's really important to get paid and to get your clients paid for your work because it's valuable. And you've got a service that people really need. So that's exciting. The other thing I think that's always important are the ethics of charting, and I've got a chapter in there. It's a lot about HIPAA, but it's also about how to bill ethically, how to come up with your rates ethically, what kind of confidentiality, and how do you keep to that? Should we be doing in our practices? So it's not just about soap charting. And I also want to say that, of course, given that this is the 21st, the 20th year in the 21st century, it's time to make everything go electronic, right? So the biggest thing that I added in this fifth edition, because every edition builds upon the last one, is electronic charting and the differences that that makes. Most hospitals, clinics, physical therapists, physicians are not using the SOAP um, format anymore. Those categories are useful, especially if you're charting on paper and you've just got basic categories to put information in. It's more helpful to have specific details, topic headers for every section of information. I don't know how many of you remember what SOAP stands for. Okay, that part's easy, but what goes in each section and how to be consistent about that. But it's much more helpful to say, what are the client complaints or what are the symptoms? What are your findings? What kind of treatment techniques did you use? Where did you apply those techniques? And have something that just helps you remember to chart better. I mean, my goal always is in helping massage therapists become a part of healthcare because I just think that it's the gift that we have and it helps substantiate the massage profession to really think about us as being a part of healthcare. And charting can really do that. So how do we do it to the best of our abilities? And having prompts for that is really helpful. So I like to give you that. And it's important to go from paper to electronics. I think in there somewhere. Oh, yeah, fifth edition. So this is the one that has more about electronic charting in it. The last one I updated all the HIPAA and insurance information and, and so on going back. but I think it's good for us to move into the electronic world. That way we can share our notes with other healthcare providers.
Well, I wanted to jump back in because you are sharing so much good information. And, I'm translating it into the documentation. I mean, if you don't see a client for several months, I mean, you don't always remember your last encounter or what you have done with them. The documentation side of it as well. If you are, as a massage therapist, building, let's say, a wellness or a healthcare team with other people in your community, this is really a way to establish yourself as a vital member of a team. And as you
Yeah.
said earlier, I mean, the doctor who wanted referrals for 6 months, wanted documentation for 6 months
Yeah.
before he offered referrals. So, this really does just take it to a more professional level and builds credibility and trust with the client as well.
Yeah,
So,
clients want to feel special. And if you can't remember, which arm it was that had limited range of motion and you just start moving an arm that hurts, that's it's not showing that you really care enough to remember what's going on with them. So memory is key.
well, do me a favor,
Yeah.
hold up the book again. And I thought I saw some bookmarks in there. Was there something that you had noted that you wanted to open up?
Oh no, it's just,
Okay.
well, let me see. What did I put it in? Oh, I was going through and looking at progress reports. I was doing some mentoring with someone, and sometimes I need my own memory to help. So I went back and really talked about the various things that are important for progress reports
Oh, wonderful.
with
Now,
some.
I see you have your email address on the screen there, so people can email you directly with any questions they may have.
Yes,
And
please.
if they're looking to purchase the book, how would they go about doing that?
Well, it's now published by Walters Kluwer. So Lippincott Williams and Wilkins was bought by Walters Kluwer. So you could just go to walterskluwer.com and order the book. And Amazon has it, and lots of other um, booksellers carry the book or can get it for you.
Well, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for sharing your inspiration for the book and the good knowledge that's available within the cover. And it certainly sounds like it will help careers. And you're standing in the community as a
I
professional.
I really have gotten so much feedback that people say it's the one book that they pick up and go back through, it's a great reference book, if nothing else. I know in school you kind of have to read through it cover to cover, but it's one of those books you'll hang on to.
Well, wonderful. Well, thank you so much. And I appreciate you being here today and sharing your good information through the author series. Come back and join us again. Thank
I
you.
certainly will. Thank you.